have you ever wanted a single game that smashes together huge battles, sneaky extraction missions, heroic soldiers, and co-op campaign? Stick around, because Delta Force 2024 might be your new obsession. It's the iconic Delta Force from 1998, but now supercharged to meet the needs of the modern gamers. Picture a first-person military shooter with the 3 different modes: Warfare, 64 players mayhem, Operations, extraction shooter with the arcade spin, and a Black Hawk Down, PVE campaign, all tied together under one roof. No more hopping between games or losing your favorite gear setup. You pick up an operative from 8 characters, each with the different abilities, and you can keep the same guns and attachments across all modes. It's a one-stop shop for shooters fans, and it's got me hooked, especially the extraction shooter mode. Let's dig into each mode, and while you're here, hit that like button and share your thoughts below. Warfare mode is a Delta Force spin on the large-scale battles. Think Battlefield on the steroids with the 64 people fighting at once. Here, teamwork isn't just encouraged, it's essential. The game core mode is Attack and Defend, with several variations where one team requires to capture strategic points while the other defends them, all with the unlimited response until the time runs out or you reach the point's objective. It's a good setup. Initially, the offense team might start off as the hammer, pounding defenses with tanks and helicopters, but soon find itself as the nail, retreating and holding the line when the other side counters. Regardless, 64 players, make sure that you stick with your squad of 4, because your abilities and revives synergize within the squad, and this helps to tip the scales. A well-coordinated team can run circles around the enemy. The game provides you with a ton of vehicles: tanks, choppers, boats, pretty much anything that goes boom. Just keep in mind that not all maps favor vehicles, and they show up on the cooldown, so don't expect to drive a tank 24/7. However, special modes like Hill of the Iron features mostly vehicle fights. The action is fast and loud. If you love big fights, you will be in heaven. The only downside is there is not much room for the epic 1 vs 1 showdowns. You often get lit up by the random crossfire. If you're a big fan of Destiny or X-Defined PvP with the pure gunfights and abilities, you probably will be missing on the small fight fun to control the environment and practice situation awareness. For others who are into the chaotic, giant battlefield vibe, Warfare is perfect. Let me know in the comments if you thrive in big chaos or prefer smaller, tighter skirmishes. Delta Force 2024 tosses in a hero shooter element across all modes, letting you pick from the 4 classes types and 8 total characters, each with the 3 abilities and 1 big ultra move. You got an Assault class, fast and agile, Support, which heals in a snap, Engineers, who are typically tanks with the rocket launcher and shields, and Recon, who are snipers with the extra vision perks. For example, Luna can launch Detection Arrow to reveal enemies, hugely helpful for catching sneaky players, while Stinger can bring your teammates back on their feet without any fancy gear. These abilities add flavor without overpowering the gameplay. If you're heading into vehicle-heavy modes like a Hill of Iron, you might pick Shepherd, who is basically an engineer that wrecks tanks. Some characters are locked behind the progression, so you need to complete different activities to get access to all of them. Understanding each character's strengths and weaknesses can be the key to victory, adding a layer of strategy to the both Warfare and Extraction modes. So I personally found this quite nice idea. I personally obsess with the Devolve character because of his speed boost, which is a lifesaver when you need to bail on a bad fight. Luna's arrow is another game changer. I hate getting sniped by campers, and using her in high game modes helps a lot. I wonder what's your favorite character? Drop a line in the comments. Delta Force provides you with the extensive arsenal familiar from other military shooters. You'll recognize the weapons like M4 rifle, Vector, M5 SMGs, different shotguns and snipers, you name it. Each can be customized with the attachments you unlock by using that weapon. Each attachment clearly shows how it affects damage control, handling, stability, and accuracy, so you can craft your desired weapon and test it in the firing range before jumping into the game. The interface is very friendly and intuitive to follow to assess the impact, and one of the best I have seen in the games. There's even a recoil pattern for each weapon that reflects the changes of each attachment. No need to shoot a wall endlessly to record and compare pattern for each attachment impact. This is a massive feature I wish all other games follow it. One cool perk is you can share and copy builds using a simple code system. No more writing down long strings of stats or messing up with your body loadouts. However, unlocking top-level attachments takes time, which might be rough for casual players who just want to jump in with the best gear. Also, the bullet physics are pretty realistic, projectile drops, travel time, the whole 9 yards, so you need to learn each weapon quirks if you want to land those clutch shots. This is probably my biggest concern, because bullet realism isn't aligned with the futuristic character abilities. I would personally prefer a standard behavior of the guns as in other games. Which weapon are you most pumped to try? I'll post my favorite builds in the comments, and I'd love to hear about yours too. And now, let's dive into my absolute favorite mod, Operations. If you're into the thrill of looting, shooting, and making dramatic escapes, this mod will keep you hooked. Imagine Escape from Tarkov, but with the more laid-back, arcade vibe that doesn't make you feel you need a PhD in the military area to enjoy. In Operations, you team up with the 2 others, get dropped into the dynamic map, and faced off against other players and AI enemies. The goal? Grab the loot, complete objectives, and get out alive. What makes Delta Force implementation of this mod stands out is how seamlessly it combines hero abilities with the extraction shooter DNA, minus the tank and helicopters for obvious reasons. The extraction shooter genre often sticks to the same formula: buy gear, craft weapons, and balance your budget, while Delta Force keeps those familiar elements, including armor tiers and bullets penetration levels. It adds a ton of arcade twists and PvE content that make feel fresh. Each location is a playground of possibilities, with the highlighted points of interest, like a bounty target, safes, and intel to decode. That might seem a small detail to praise, but in the genre dominated by games like Escape from Tarkov, that are designed to be intentionally confused, making important information accessible is the nice differentiator. The environments are stunning and packed with the life. From conditional quests like taking out high-value targets to summon mini-bosses for better loot, or launching missiles to break a hangar door and loot a vault storage, there's always something happening, including several secret quests where you need to scavenge your entire map several times. And yes, there are crocodiles. Ever been ambushed by a team of players while dodging a giant crocodile? It's a chaos, and I love it. One time my squad ended up in the 3-way brawl with another team and a shielded mini-boss who decided to crash the party. Grenades was flying, our ammo was running low, and somehow we made out alive, barely. It is these unpredictable moments that make Operations so addictive. The game also simplifies some mechanics without losing depth. Your helmets come with the built-in hearing buff, so no need to mess with the extra gear. Reloading is quick and intuitive, just hit reload and your rig handles it. Injuries are less punishing too. Sure, you still deal with the bleeding and fractures, but you heal all at once without fiddling over which limb needs attention, so it's more forgiving than a hardcore military simulation. Then there is a black site, your home base. It's not just a place to stash your loot, it's the heart of your progression. It's full of different PvE-related activities and missions to complete, including different supply stations. By completing those quests and missions, you get tons of in-game currency and loot, and most importantly, you unlock crafting departments that save your money and give you better gear instead of buying them on the market. Over time, you'll turn your black site into effective operation, and trust me, the progression loop is super addicting. After playing several extraction shooters, I found that Delta Force Operations does what other extraction shooters does not. It's accessible, fun, and doesn't bog you down with the hyper-realistic mechanics. Whether you are a hardcore player or just jumping into the genre, it offers something for everyone. And now it becomes my favorite game to grind and will stay as probably until Arc Riders releases. What about you? Do you like the arcade-style tweaks or you miss the hardcore military realism? Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear what you think about Delta Force take on extraction shooters. Delta Force brings together a lot of shooter styles in one package. On the plus side, you can jump between large-scale warfare matches, hero-based lineup strategies and more chill extraction mode, all with the shared weapons and characters. But if you crave small-scale duels or prefer simpler gunplay, big 64 players wars might wear you down. And let's be honest, mixing futuristic abilities with realistic bullet drops can feel a bit goofy sometimes. So while the game might look close to X-Defiant with the fights and heroes, you don't have those juicy small team fights, unfortunately. And those heroes in extraction shooters feel just right. If you're tired of looting the same map, just swap the operative to shake things up. You'll find the new ways to fight enemies, which brings a fresh spin to each run. The arcade-flavored extraction mode is my favorite. It's both easy to learn and deep enough to keep me coming back. I believe Delta Force on the right track, combining the best element from many subgenres of the first-person shooters together. That's why I keep hopping into Delta Force operations every day. Now, I would like to hear from you. What is your experience with the Delta Force, and especially for Operation Extraction mode? What you like most, and what you found challenging? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, this will really mean a lot for us. And until next time, stay sharp and see you on the battlefield. Bye!
Where's the third one? Look for the third. I wiped it.